Savi's workshop lightsaber. Very cool. Very cool. And it lined up symmetrically perfectly when I first built it. And then I changed batteries for the first time. And now this thing, I mean, it reaches an end, but otherwise it doesn't tighten at all. It just spins. And the top does a little too, but it can, since I have some other Savi's Workshop sabers, this actually does tighten nicely on the other ones, just perfect. And it's kind of tight on this one too. I've tried the solution with the rubber washers that you can get from any hardware store, and it doesn't work too well. It's still loose. It moves around. It's you can't really do it. It doesn't work. So I determined, because I had some other swords from Savi's, that the problem were these two switch plates and this bottom sleeve. That was the big problem. This tightens perfectly. The upper sleeve tightens perfectly to the switch plates on the other swords. This does not. It still just spins. So yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this package received today from Disneyland. It's actually from Disneyland, which is awesome. Yeah, and put the new pieces on here for the lightsaber. Hope it works. So these are the swords I'd purchased before. Still in good shape. This one was my wife's. The only thing that broke on this one was this little strip came off, and I used some stick tack to put it back in place. It hasn't come off since, but it's tight. It's tight, but it wasn't always symmetrical. This has bothered me the whole time, and this is just not symmetrical with these two pieces. Never has been. I guess I can actually say that hasn't been symmetrical with these two pieces and never has been. So, but this one still works just great. And she wanted the red kyber crystal inside. This one was the kids. This one actually looks pretty darn good. It always has. Yeah, I actually thought that the kid made some great choices on this one. It looks good. It's sturdy. Originally was built with the blue kyber crystal, but last time we were in Galaxy's Edge, she decided to get a purple kyber crystal to go along with it, and replaced the blue one out. But you're gonna have to take my word for it, because now I can't open this. There we go. There we go. Yeah. So the blue kyber crystal was taken out and replaced with a purple one. So yeah. I'm gonna seal that so tight next time. Okay, so this was mine. And when I purchased it, it was all symmetrical, including this, which is no longer. But yeah, so I put the new replacement pieces on it, and the replacement lower sleeve is not as symmetrical. It doesn't go in. It might, but I don't want to tighten it too much, honestly. Yeah, this, yeah, if I really tighten this one, this is not symmetrical with this anymore, but when I first got it, it lined right up. It just, I'm over screwing these things on, apparently. And this was also, when I originally bought it, it lined up perfectly like that. And it was really very awesome, very pretty. I was happy that it was all symmetrical, but now I've just over tightened things and it's not as symmetrical anymore. So the new switch plates, it's dying for batteries. It calls out to me. Called out to me, give me more power. Yes, if you want power, you use 3 AAA batteries, and if you use this thing often, they'll last about a single hour. No, not really. The thing is, this is always using power, even when it's turned off. It's always draining energy. But yeah, put new batteries in there, that will work just fine, but at least it's tight. And yeah, so the old pieces that I switched out were these. Bottom sleeve and switch plate. Even when I put them together now, and try to screw this thing on the bottom, it does eventually stop, but it's not tight. It just spins. Yeah, it just spins without any give. So, thank you so much, Disney, for letting me get some new junk pieces. I seriously just thought I would end up having, you know, I didn't mind purchasing the extra pieces, but providing them for free. And I want to caution that could be because I had just purchased the thing like a month before it broke. It took me a few weeks to actually get in contact with them because I didn't know where to look. But yeah, so I got in contact with Disney, and I don't know where the receipt is for this. I'm sure I have it someplace because I usually try to keep my Disney park receipts. The place is 1,000 miles away, so I don't get to go there, you know, as often as I'd like to. You know, gone are the years where I'd spend like a whole month from open to close in the parks. But anyway, I couldn't find the receipt, so I did go to my bank statement for that month and sent them, you know, the info on what the charge was, what the date was, and it had the location and everything. So they were able to see that I did, in fact, purchase the thing. I wasn't just making stuff up and looking for junk parts. Yeah, and they asked for a picture of these things, which I did provide, and I will actually put in this video. And then they replied and said they were, you know, sending me some replacements. Big surprise. Because I seriously thought that I was going to, you know, I didn't mind forking over some cash for them, but turns out I didn't have to. But again, that could be because it was just so recently purchased. If it had been like a year between them, I don't know. I did see a lot of stories where people said that they were having the same problem, so they brought it into the park, into the Savi's place, and it got repaired there. But, you know, I just live a little too far away to just travel down there for a few parts. Yeah. Anyway, Savi's workshop. I'll put a link to it in the at the end of the video in case anyone wants to watch the ceremony. But yeah, thank you, Disney. Job well done.